Listen up or run for cover. Dropping knowledge from the people who have it to the people who need it. The real Bradley is dropping
What it is, Bradley, back again with another episode of Dropping Bombs. Today in the studio, I've got an individual by the name of Matt Morrow. What's cracking, Matt?
Hey, just glad to be here.
For those of you that don't know Matt is a freaking, I would say, mogul in the MLM space. He also got into crypto, but now he's limping out of that market a little bit, from what I hear.
Yeah.
Everybody is that got in late. But, again, you know what I would say? Fucking buy more now. Cost average your shit down and wait. Because I don't think the blockchain's going anywhere. So I think it'll eventually make a comeback, and then everybody will be like, I told you. I think the big hedge fund guys, the big power banks are coming in and manipulating it down. So everyone's getting scared, of course. And then it'll go back up. But who knows?
Yeah, I mean, those are the two theories. One of those two things is going to happen. Either, everyone's saying it's either going to go down more, it's going to go down to 1,000, it might be worth zero, as Warren Buffett, I believe, said that. And then everyone else is saying, nope, they're just manipulating it, they're driving it down, they're all buying in, and then it's going to go back up, and it's going to be like McAfee said, 50 grand or he'll eat his dick.
He did?
He said that, yeah.
Well, I think he might eat his dick anyway.
Yeah.
He's kind of a nutcase, ain't he?
That's, again, so they say. I mean, that's a whole...
No, I watched the whole thing, unless it was produced with a bias. I mean, he's a little bit of, I mean, I like him, he's cool, but like he's a little bit of a loose cannon.
I was, it's, unless I know the person personally, it's tough to say because everything you see has a spin to it. But that whole thing that went down in Belize with him was crazy.
Could be murder.
He faked a heart attack, got out of the country. I mean, the dude is a trip if nothing else. But who knows what to believe?
Yeah,
but
interesting.
Yeah, on crypto, let's just hope it goes up. That'll be fun.
So tell me, someone told me you have an island in Belize?
Yeah, that was one of the things that we did is we diversified out, so I mean, everything's fine, everything's good, but, when it was 19,000, 18,000, 17,000, 16,000, we, selling stuff all along the way. So a couple of years ago, we bought a little island down in Belize, funny enough.
When you say little, how little?
Like, I think it's 7.2, 7.5 acres.
Is it developed?
Yeah, there's, right now we have 12 rooms. We're adding a few, just change the name. It's going to be like 15 or 16 rooms when it's done. And you can rent the whole island or just stay there like by the night, rent one of the little cabanas. It's really cool. Got our own restaurant, dive shop, and it's just like a little paradise. Have you been to Belize?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great spot. It's right off the coast of Placencia. Take a little boat about 18 miles, and it's out by the reef.
Placencia. That's what happens when you have a baby. Your placentia comes out.
This is placenta.
Oh, placenta. Okay. Just double checking.
Yeah.
People will eat their placentas.
I've heard about that.
Supposedly it's healthy for you. Like, who in the fuck makes this shit up?
I don't know.
Like, dude, you eat your placenta? Hell no. I ain't eating nobody's placenta. That makes you a cannibal, doesn't it?
I would think.
All right, so down in Belize, I went through a river tour with inner tubes through caves. Have you done that?
I haven't, but I've heard about cave tubing. It's a big thing.
It's cool. And I was always worried about piranhas because there's piranhas and shit down there, ain't there?
I haven't seen any.
Now, here comes that shit I'm talking about. So, at the end of the day, man, you made a bunch of money in crypto and MLM, da-da-da-da-da. You bought an island.
Uh-huh.
And I want to talk to you a little more about that island because, I like little getaways.
Uh-huh.
And a whole island would be cool to rent. What kind of rental fee would that be?
For you?
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see. We're in the process of a total remodel. So the place is closed right now. And it used to be called Hatchet Key. Now it's called Ray Key because we've got like all these eagle rays at the end of our pier and a blue light. It's really cool. So I'd say probably rough numbers, 50 grand for the week. And the reason I'd say that's fair, all inclusive. You and up to 30 friends come and hang out.
Why up to 30?
Because I guess
if it's my island, what the fuck do you care how many people I got
I
there?
figure 15 rooms, 2 per bed. Unless you're doing some
Now
kind
you're trying to orchestrate my party.
yeah, okay, you have maybe 3, 4 per bed. So
Dude,
you could have,
if I was you, just because I'm a marketing guy,
yeah.
I'd lose the whole up to 30 people. Like, you give me 50 grand, it's your fucking island. I don't care if there's 90 per bed.
All right. Well, the food and beverage costs would have to go up though.
Oh, that includes everything?
Yeah, I just don't like people having to worry about money or anything on the island. So it's just like everything's included. It's really cool.
Oh, it's an all-inclusive.
So this is a quick story. I got invited to a poker tournament, charity poker tournament that Daniel Negreanu throws every year.
Sure.
For St. Jude. This was about 3 years ago. And I'm a decent poker player, not phenomenal, but I was just on a roll that night, and I won this poker tournament. There was like 100 pros there, a couple hundred people all together. Number one prize was a trip to Necker Island.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know what Necker Island was. I wasn't that cool 3 years ago. And I won the prize. I'm like, what the heck is this? And then I had to write a check for $10,000 to pay the taxes on it. So I win a free trip to Necker Island. It cost me $10,000. I'm like, wow, sounds cool, Richard Branson's island. So I went to the island. First night I'm sitting down, and who's sitting next to me at the table for dinner is Richard Branson. And I started, BSing with him, and a super cool guy. And his island is like $575,000 for the week, same kind of model. But obviously it's a huge island, way more expensive. But that's what gave me the idea. It's like, wow, wouldn't that be cool to have your own island? So that's how it all started.
Yeah. One of these days I want my own.
Well, there's a lot of them. Like I know named Louis down there bought one for like $1 million, and it's a really cool island, a little better than an acre, and he's got like 12, 15 rooms on his 1 acre. And there's islands you can buy down in Belize probably for $500,000. You can get a decent little island, and and then Airbnb it and rent it out. Yeah, we'll have to go take a trip down there.
Yeah, I like Belize.
Great.
It was a trip getting in there with the cruise ship because there's these channels. Mm-hmm. You ever see the cruise ships doing this?
Yeah, they got a maneuver.
They got to maneuver back and forth to get through these channels. Anyway, so tell me about your background MLM. Now, you've heard dropping bombs before, or no?
Yeah, remember I was sitting on the couch over here when you did the Bitcoin energy drink.
Yeah, so what we're trying to accomplish, obviously, is through our conversations, we want to bring up challenges, situations, shit that people can learn from in their own life. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So in order to do that, we usually have to think about or talk about challenges. Now, you didn't, you weren't born with an island.
No,
so what kind of challenges did you face coming up, and how'd you solve them?
Well, let's go back to, I guess, so out of college, right? I finished college, I went to UC Santa Barbara, mainly just wanted to go surfing and have fun and be around cool people. It was like camp for rich kids, but it was just like all of a sudden I graduated and my parents were like, all right, well, get a job. And I was like, man, what do I want to do? And it's like, I had a degree in economics, so I figured I wanted to make money. I always wanted to make money. I figured the money was in the banks. I got a job at a bank. Absolutely hated it every day, waking up when I didn't want to wake up, alarm clock, going to work, just looking at the clock, take forever. It's 5 o'clock. You're finally off. Did that for almost 2 years. I so hated it. Then
Which is what most people do.
I couldn't imagine. I'd rather be in prison.
No, you wouldn't. But I get your point.
Yeah. Okay. I guess I wouldn't. I've never been, but I knock on wood, don't ever want to go. I wouldn't. But I mean, a job seems like the worst kind of prison, like hard labor, just doing something you hate. So I was very anti-job. And then I went to another extreme. I wanted to be a comedian, which I know you're going to be doing some comedy.
That's right. I'm going to go try my hand at stand-up.
That's so great.
You guys, by the time you're listening to this, you will not have the opportunity to go because it's tomorrow night. But yeah, dude, somebody dared me. Somebody said, they basically were telling me how hard the craft actually is. And I was just messing with them, really, because I understand and I respect the craft because it is a talent. It is a craft. But I was just messing with them. And I said, yeah, come on, dude. Can't be that hard. And they're like, dude, I dare you to do it. And I said, shit, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And tomorrow night's the night. I get up there and just freaking riff. I don't have a time limit or anything. And I'm going on in the headliner slot.
That's awesome.
So I'm either going to kill it or I'm going to bomb, and you're going to be there.
I am.
So guess what? People will know, and it will be recorded. It won't be shot live. It'll be recorded. Most people are not going to be allowed to use recording devices. I never knew why that is. Do you know why that is?
I don't.
Here's why. Because a comic if you put their bits out on the internet, well, then you've seen it. So when you go to the show, it's the same shit. The comics work on material sometimes for months and years to perfect it. And then they go on tour, and that's how they make their money. So they always tell you not to record it, because if it ends up out on the internet, it could cost them a lot of people coming. So like when I went to go see Dave Chappelle, they literally locked up our phones. Now it's not going to be that strict. So people could like technically do it, but it's not going to be available for viewing unless I allow it to be out on the internet, which I probably will, because I'm not trying to make a living as a comedian. So I'm pretty sure, Bomb Squad, you'll be seeing an episode or at least a clip from the live, the actual show. You get to see it live.
Well, I bet you said you're going to kill it or you're not, but really that's up to you. And I think comedy is just a matter of, saying what other people think but don't say. And you're sitting here doing a podcast. This is the same thing. I mean, you got to think on your feet. You got to just be able to get up there with confidence and speak it. So I'm sure you'll do great. And it is. I think it's one of the hardest things to do. So I admire that. I admire the balls that it takes to do that.
See, it's like puffing on this vape on video and on a podcast. People are like, why would you do that? Then people can hear it. So what? Here's something for the Bomb Squad. Listen up, peeps, as you're driving around or sitting there working out. Listen, IDGAF. What's that stand for?
I don't give a fuck.
I'm going to make that famous because, dude, if you guys want to succeed in life, quit worrying about what fucking people think. Do you agree?
I mean, I couldn't agree more. On my Facebook, it says telling it like it is. That's kind of what I'm known for. Like, I'll talk politics, I'll talk whatever. I don't give a fuck. And, so back to MLM, I went into comedy for a bit, produced movies for a bit.
Movies?
Yeah.
That's what I want to get into, too.
Well, we got to do that. We got a lot of, we're going to go.
Did you learn a lot of shit?
It was in the 80s. We did low-budget horror films, so it was kind of like about a $2 million.
Dude, that's the new genre now. The genre.
Yeah.
I got a buddy that goes down, makes his own movies, gets out in Redbox and video on demand, and horror or westerns, for some reason, will always sell.
Well, I liked horror because, you don't need to name stars. You need a good makeup artist. And we produced a film, me and some friends. I was an associate producer. Now I think it'd be more executive producer level. But we raised money from friends and family, about $2 million, $5,000 units.
You from a rich family?
I mean, I'm from an upper middle class area, yeah. In Northern California.
Raised $2 million like it's chump change.
We raised 10, and we were like in our early 20s because I quit that banking job and I said, I'm going to go into the movie business and be a comedian. I want to be the next John Candy, but not quite that heavy.
John Candy. John Candy.
It was back in the day, man.
Yeah.
And so.
Might as well pick Louis Anderson.
Yeah. Oh, he's funny, man.
He is funny.
Yeah, he's good.
He's fucking funny.
Here's my famous Louis Anderson. I remember I saw him live and he's like, I'm getting more like my dad all the time. I fart when I pee now. You don't want to die like that on stage tomorrow night, Brad.
Yeah, no.
No, don't do that.
But Louis didn't die. I know Louis.
Yeah.
Personally.
Do you? He's awesome. No, I mean didn't die on stage when your joke doesn't fly. Like that didn't win.
Yeah, but he doesn't die on stage
he
either.
Kills.
He kills.
He
like
kills.
He said, come see my show. I'm like, freaking dude, you're fucking Louis Anderson. Like, it's almost like family-ish, and I don't know. Yeah, I wasn't excited. But he's a good dude, so I'm like, yeah, I'll go and fucking support him and shit. And so I go, and dude, I laughed my ass. Were you there? I laughed my ass off, dude. It was freaking funny. Louis Anderson's funnier than you think he is, and he doesn't cuss either. Yeah, well, I don't know anymore because he got that Baskets, that show. Won a Golden Globe.
I haven't seen it.
So I don't know if he moved, but yeah, he lives here.
You know who lives here, who's funny as hell, and whose show is great? Carrot Top.
Yeah, Carrot Top's show is pretty good.
Oh my God, I've seen it so many times. I love that show.
So you wanted to be a comedian, you started making movies.
Yeah, and then that
But dude, you raised $2 million and then $10 million. Doesn't sound like you had much of an issue growing up.
Well, I say I'm definitely blessed, normal family, whatever, but not rich, not poor.
Dude, what do you mean? Fucking normal families can't come up with $2 million or $10 million.
Well, I didn't. My family didn't come up with it. My parents put in like $30,000 over the whole couple years I was doing it. They're still pissed about it.
How did you get them to do it? You know what my parents gave me growing up?
What's that?
Fucking food enough not to die.
Well,
like literally, I could be asking for money. Fuck no, there's no money.
Right.
You want money? Go knock on neighbors' doors and ask them to mow their lawn. Go pull some freaking weeds.
That's what I did. I sold pears off our pear tree in the backyard on a little wagon up and down the street. I was always an entrepreneur.
Because you wanted to.
Well, my parents did. I was not spoiled, but I guess, I don't know how that came up, but definitely I was not from a poor family. But it's not like I got any money. They invested in the movies, and that was the last time they ever gave me money. I should have waited till later.
What about all the haters that will hate on guys like you?
I don't know about that. Why would they hate on me?
Well, because you had fucking parents that would help you. Don't you ever? Oh, he's a rich kid. Oh, he had a silver spoon in his mouth. Oh, his daddy gave him everything. Fuck you, dude. There's a lot of people that your dad give you money, which is good to me. I wish my parents were like that.
Yeah.
I tell those people that bitch about that, like, oh, well, dude, listen, you can give someone $1 million and they turn it into $1 billion. Yes, it was fortunate they had someone to give them $1 billion, but that doesn't diminish the fact that they took the money and built something, because it just made it a little easier. Like
$1 million, you can piss it away in no time.
Well, that's my point.
Yeah.
So again, like someone says, oh, you built Lightspeed off nothing. I admire you. But if a rich kid started Lightspeed, he wouldn't be admired. Well, what for? Like at the end of the day, you could have handed me $1 million and I could have blown it and Lightspeed wouldn't exist. So what are you admiring? What we did, or that we did it from nothing? Because I think that's stupid. If you can get someone to hand you money, you're smart. If you can get somebody to give you a leg up, do it. Too many people want to sit there and do it the hard way. I always have a question for guests. If I could hand you $100 million, or you would work your ass off for $20 million, what would you rather have? And their answers blow my mind. Literally all of them, except for a few, they'll say, I'd rather have 20 million. And I go, what do you mean? What would you rather have?
No, I'd probably take the 100.
Yeah, because you're probably fucking brighter than these other folks. Or it's not that they're dumb. It's what they've learned in life. People learn that, hey, if you're a rich kid, big deal, then you just got it handed to you. Dude, doesn't mean it means you got an advantage some people don't get, but dude, you still took what you got and made something with it. Because there's rich kids that take what they get and squander the shit. Because they'd be squandering the shit, and they're the same people that wouldn't build shit from nothing. But usually the people that built something from a hand up would have built something even if they were told no. They just got an advantage. What's the big deal?
I couldn't agree more.
If I were you listening to this and you can find family and friends to get money from, or to get an advantage from, or to get some sort of favor, and you think, nope, I want to do it on my own, you're a dumbass. You need to rethink that. If I could rethink that, I would rethink that. Just like the 100 million question. Dude, I tell these people, you'd rather have $20 million instead of 100 million. They're like, yep, because if you don't work for it, you don't, what do you mean if you don't work for it, you dipshit? What about you're $80 million short of where I am and I didn't have to do anything? Now, but you'll blow yours, and I learned how to make my 20 million so I could make another 20. What makes you think losing 20 million won't teach you just as much?
Mm-hmm. Listen, when the dust settles, you got to do something. So I know we got on this rich kid tangent, but it was,
there's a bomb.
Boom.
Because at the end of the day, that's what you have to do. But dude, you can learn by losing just as easily as you can learn by getting.
No doubt, man. I mean, for example, like let's get that movie thing. We raised $10 million. We made a movie. Our first movie was a big hit. Then we got screwed by the distributors, and we made a little bit of money on our first one, but the next three we lost money on. So here we are, and it's April 28th of 1989, and I'm broke, and my parents ain't give me no money. They never gave me money.
Did you lose their money?
I mean, in the movies, yeah, they lost like 20, 30 grand, and they're still pissed about it. It's funny. And that's the only time they ever gave me a chunk of money, but it was an investment, and I was a good salesman, and I pitched them, and I'm like, look, we're going to make money. Now, we didn't. My intentions were honorable. Movie business, let me just say this, not as easy as it sounds, but it was fun, learned a lot. But here I am, April 28th, 89, looking for something to do. I got no money. What else can you do? I'm looking, should I get another job? God, I hate jobs. Everyone hates job. Some guy pitches me on an MLM. I'm at a little networking event, one of those breakfast meetings where you go to, meet with different people. He comes up and says, oh, you'd be great at this thing. I'm like, oh, it sounds like a pyramid. I was negative like everybody else because you're supposed to hate on MLM. But he pretty much explained to me, he's like, look, you want to do something in life. You don't want your life to suck. You wanted to make movies. You want to make money. It doesn't cost any money to speak of to get into this opportunity. You get a few people in it, bada bing, bada boom, you make money. And I said, God, that makes sense. I go, is it really that simple? We talked for like 3-4 hours. Next day I went full time in MLM. This was like 30 years ago. And that's been my career ever since, pretty much.
Well, you know what they say about entrepreneurs, they'll work 80 hours a week so they don't have to work 40 for someone else.
Yeah. I mean, I say I work pretty much from the moment the lights come on in the morning till I go to bed. I mean, I'm always thinking, I'm always working, but I love what I do. It doesn't seem like work.
Yeah. Well, I'm with you, bro. I always say I started Lightspeed so I could help people, which is true. But another reason was I don't like working for people.
Yeah.
I don't like you telling me when I can come here or when I can go home or if I can go to my fucking families for Christmas or I don't want, who are you to tell me where I can go? So my parents, same reason, I left at 16. My dad wanted me to mow the lawn. Didn't want to mow the lawn. So he told me to hit the road. And I'm like, all right, I'll hit the fucking road.
Yeah.
Because don't tell me what to do. I've always been that way.
I don't like people telling me what to do either. I think that maybe it's having controlling parents or something like that. I don't know what the deal was, but if you don't like people telling you what to do, you got to work for yourself. And if you want to work for yourself and you don't have $1 million to start a beautiful studio and Lightspeed, what do you do? That's why I think a lot of people turn to MLM.
Learn to sell. MLM's a great one.
Yeah.
Again, I mean, dude, anybody out there that always says to me, how can I get rich? How can I be successful? I always say, dude, start a business. They're like, well, I don't have any money. Well, then fucking start an MLM business. That's exactly. A business, folks. An MLM is a business.
God, I hate people making excuses. People, I don't have any money. They're always telling you why they can't do it. It's like, why are you talking to me? You're bugging me. I thought you were trying to make a solution. Don't just give me your dumb excuses. I don't have any money. I don't have any time. I don't have any. It's like, okay, yeah, well, you're lame. Then go be broke. Get a job. Die. Quit talking. I hate, you can make excuses.
Take off your jersey.
You can make excuses or you can make money. You can't make both.
Yep. I always say, take off your jersey. They're like, what? I'm like, take your jersey off.
I thought you were talking about my Knights jersey. I'm like, what?
No, I mean, my motto is get in the game or take off your jersey.
Yeah, I love
Period.
it. Yeah.
Quit talking, quit bullshitting. There's excuses, there's problems, there's challenges, there's roadblocks. I get it. I've seen them. I've faced them. I've overcome them. You can too. There's nobody that can't. You just have to stop making excuses and limits and just freaking get in the game. Mm-hmm. You'll learn, you'll meet, you'll close, you'll survive. But if you're not going to do that, you're just going to keep telling everybody why you are such a freaking special case that cannot win. Well, then take your fucking jersey off.
Yeah.
Sit down. Shut up.
Boom.
Like, go over there and just freaking whine by yourself and accept the fact that you are special. You cannot make it. Poor you. Go sit down.
Mm-hmm. It's all, I mean, that's a bomb right there.
Well, I'll give you one. At the end of the day, it's true. And that's another thing. Like, that's why I think I'm going to do well on my show tomorrow. Because I talk about real shit. Mm-hmm. Matt, it's real. The shit I'm going to talk about is all real. No one can argue with what I'm going to talk about. People will laugh their ass off, but it'll all be real. Mm-hmm. It's real shit you don't want to face.
I can't wait to see it.
Like for example, why do we have two balls? Why, with the perfection of a human, like the intricacies of a human being is mind-boggling if you think about it. Mm-hmm. The pathways, the neural pathways, the pathways that reinvent themselves. So like when you get Botox, it literally deadens the muscles that cause the wrinkles. And your body is so intelligent that it will reroute on its own. Your brain is amazing. The fact that you can think about moving your finger and your finger moves, that is there is a freaking trigger somewhere in the brain that triggers some neural pathway that causes that. Like that is massive. Your liver will rebuild itself.
Thank God.
But I mean, dude, what the hell? A woman can create another human being. Bones, teeth, hair, eyeballs, sound inside her body. Mm-hmm. That's crazy intricacy, wouldn't you say?
I would say. So I'm thinking about maybe the two balls thing is because that's so important. You have a replacement. I don't know. You asked that question.
No, dude. It's so because it would sound really weird telling a girl, hey, rub my ball. Like individually, it would just sound weird. Balls, it has to be plural. That'd be like saying, hey, a girl telling you to fuck my brain out.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't work. It's got to be plural.
It's amazing. God's thought it all through.
Of course, it doesn't always work plural because I suppose if I said, hey, while you're down there, suck my dicks, that wouldn't work.
No, that doesn't sound right. So there's only one.
Yeah, see, that's real shit, though.
That is real
Now,
talk.
it might be funny to some and not funny to others. And by the way, it'll be an adult content show. So don't come if you're offended by balls and dicks.
Yeah.
But, that's what they say about beginning comedians. All they talk about is balls, dicks, and, farts. Mm-hmm. Well, shit, dude. I don't want to freaking break that model.
As long as you talk about it with confidence, and you have no shortage of confidence, and I think most people, they should take off the jersey because they just lack enough confidence to stay in the game no matter what they're doing.
Now, I disagree with that advice, but I agree with your point.
Okay.
But I wouldn't tell them, you might as well take it off. I'd tell them, learn confidence. You can learn anything. Mm-hmm. And how do you become confident? Well, again, I think you can learn it. Now, the way I do it and the way I learned it is because of this. I understand things. And if you understand what I understand, then I bet you your confidence will increase. So here's what I understand. You can't make everybody happy. Agree or disagree?
Agree.
Okay, so let's say you're going to get up on that stage and you're going to make some people laugh and some people aren't. They're not going to. And then some people are. And let's say you try to make them all happy. You can't. Do you understand? Do you agree?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you can't make everybody happy. That's a fact. So if you can't make everybody happy, you're always going to piss somebody off. You're always going to look stupid to somebody. You're always going to look like a dick. You're always going to look like an asshole, no matter what you do or say, right? Mm-hmm. To somebody. Well, if you realize that, you totally understand it, and you can't make everybody happy, well, then who should you make happy?
Yourself.
Yourself. So now I just say what I want to say. Now, I'm not trying to offend people. I'm a good dude because I am a good dude. So if I say something that offends people, I'm not being mean because then I would correct that. I don't think you should be mean. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't mean you're a mean person. It means I don't care about what you think so much that it's going to alter what I think. I don't care about what you think so much that it's going to stop me from doing what I need to or want to or think I should. So when someone says, dude, you got to have balls to get up on that stage. What the fuck I need balls for? Mm-hmm. I just need to realize I don't give a fuck. You don't laugh? Guess what? I just did stand-up comedy. I'm happy. I've always wanted to do it.
Right.
People said I'm funny. Shit, might as well give it a try. What's the worst that can happen? Everyone doesn't like me. I don't give a fuck. See what I'm saying? So that's why I'll get up there because I realize one thing that most people don't. They may get it, but they don't fully grasp it, and I do. You're not going to make everybody happy. So your only other option is to shut the fuck up. Right? And that's not an option for me. I'm not going to shut the fuck up. I'm not going to do anything because your other options don't do anything. Mm-hmm. Like, hey, dude, you don't want to piss somebody off? Don't get out of bed because you're going to piss someone off getting out of bed. Don't get out of bed. Don't start. Don't move. Don't talk. Just shut the fuck up and hope nobody sees you. Well, dude, for me at least, that's not an option. Mm-hmm. So therefore, if that's not an option, the only other option is, oh, well, you're going to piss people off. Oh, you're going to make people unhappy. Oh, you're going to fucking, not please everyone. And I fully understand that. So therefore, okay, good. Then what should I do? Well, how about I please myself? I do what I think's right and fuck what everybody else thinks. And hopefully they agree. Hopefully, everybody's happy. I want everybody to be happy, but I don't care if you're not because I'm happy. See the difference? Most people literally don't do shit because they worry and fear what other people are going to think. They worry and fear that they're going to be judged. And guess what? They're right. Mm-hmm. So now that you know that, you will be judged. Mm-hmm. Okay? The secret's out. You are being judged every day. Go to the fucking mall and there's motherfucker you don't even know looking at you going, fucking asshole. Look at that fucking jack off. Oh, he thinks he's so fucking good. What is he doing with that fucking young girl? What is she, a fucking hooker? Who gives a shit? especially like pretend that someone really was thinking that.
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't even know. How would it affect your life if you didn't know they were thinking that?
It doesn't.
It wouldn't. You'd just go about your day having a grand old day. But then as soon as you know they're looking at you thinking that, oh my God, I'm pissed. I'm worried. I'm concerned. I need to react. I need to frickin' let that individual's opinion of me interrupt my day, cause me pain, cause me concern. Now, does that sound intelligent if you really think about it?
It sounds, well, as you lay it out, it's brilliant. I mean, there's a book.
No. I mean, thinking what I just said, it's not intelligent.
No.
It's fucking ridiculously stupid. And if anyone just grasps what I'm saying,
That's what I mean.
and you can internalize it and think, fuck, dude, he's exactly right. Well, then you'll stop worrying about what other people think, and you'll start worrying about what you think. See, that's why people perceive I have confidence. I mean, everyone has insecurities, but at the end of the day, they perceive my confidence because I'm more worried about what I think than what you think. And people are like, oh man, dude, you're confident. How do I get your swagger?
Mm-hmm.
Just understand what I understand. People aren't going to like you. Some people, by the way, fucking love me. They think I'm the coolest fucker on the planet. Then there's some people that think I'm a dick and I'm conceited and I'm this and I'm that. Guess what? Which one's right?
I would say the one that thinks you're awesome.
No, both. Well, thank you, but no, both are right. Both are right because their perception is their reality. So the ones that think I'm a dick, I am a dick, and the ones that think I'm cool, I am cool. But what does it matter what the fuck those people think? What do I think? I think I'm a good dude. I think I'm a good fucking guy. Guess what? Then that's the case, and it's the same case regardless of what other people think. You see what I'm saying?
I see exactly what you're saying.
Fucking pay attention, Bomb Squad. I just gave you $1 million worth of information if you can just freaking grasp it. I should send you all a damn invoice because that could change a life right there. Somebody literally could be walking around this earth all timid and shy and worried about what other people are going to think. And it's literally caused them to do nothing because that's what people do. They don't act, they don't do, they don't try. They just sit there and worry about judgment. And it's like fucking dumber than shit. Who cares what somebody thinks? If you think you're funny and you want to get on a stage and do stand-up, go sign up for an open mic night and say what the fuck you think is funny. And guess what? If nobody thinks it's funny, keep fucking going. And I guarantee you there are people in this world that will think that fucking joke you told is funny. You just didn't get in front of the audience that would think it was funny. So guess what? Pick better fucking audiences. Right? I'm telling you, dude, my shit might go over like a lead balloon tomorrow. Or I could have the whole place fucking laughing. But guess what? Go do that same material with the wrong audience, and I will offend people. People will leave there going, I have never. Oh, my Lord. Indeed. Well, so what do? Oh, well, I better not do stand-up then.
Mm-hmm.
That's dumb.
Man, I couldn't agree. I mean, you're saying everything I would say. I love it. I read a book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Have you read that book?
No.
It's like a bestseller last year, orange cover. But it says, you have limited fucks to give. Don't give people your fucks. Just paraphrasing.
Yeah.
It's like, so the only person whose opinion matters is yours. That's what I got from what you just said.
Well, but I'm trying to let people understand why, because that is what I said. But the problem is people will take that and go the wrong direction. In other words, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to be a dick to people. No, dude, you don't be a dick. You just don't let other people's opinion affect your beliefs and opinions, your wants and desires. So if it's like, man, I would love to get up and do comedy. Well, then get up and do comedy. Oh my God, no way. That takes balls. No, it doesn't take balls. Women do it all the time. So clearly it doesn't take balls.
Maybe ovaries.
No, it takes confidence.
Mm-hmm.
It takes the art of not giving a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
People say, oh my God, that was courageous. Are you kidding me, dude? You think it's courageous to get up on a stage and talk? Like, oh my God, think about that. Well, not if no one was in the room. Right, so getting on stage and talking with no one in the room is the same effort it takes with people in the room. The difference is your mindset. Think about that. You can walk into a freaking empty comedy showroom, get up on stage, start talking, start telling jokes, and no one's in there, and you think no one's in here. And then all of a sudden, boom, there are people in there, and you shut up. You don't want to say your joke anymore. Matter of fact, you get off the stage like, oh my God. Why? That's because you're worried about what they are going to think of you. Mm-hmm. And therein lies the confidence issue. Like, you're worried and you're not confident because of what you think they probably will think. And by the way, most people will not think what you fear that they will think. I saw a guy get up on a stage one time. I'm doing this speech at this event, and a guy got pulled up without knowing he was going to get pulled up. Mm-hmm. So he's talking and he says, well, first of all, I didn't know I was going to get up here today, so I apologize for what I'm wearing. Well, guess what? Not a motherfucker in the whole audience sat there and thought, oh my God, I cannot believe he's getting on the stage wearing that. Nobody thought anything until he said something.
Right.
Like, why did you even say that? Well, because he was worried that, oh my God, they must think I look stupid. Nobody was thinking he looked stupid. Mm-hmm. But yet he was apologizing for the way he was dressed. Mm-hmm. You know why?
Go ahead.
Because he thought he looked stupid. Mm-hmm. So it's what you think that matters. No one was thinking you look stupid. What are you apologizing for? Oh, it must be because you think you look stupid.
It's brilliant. You're either in your head or you're in your heart. And one of the things I think is most attractive about any if they're authentic. That's something that I really believe is effective in all areas. Is don't be someone else. Don't give a fuck what someone else thinks. Just be yourself. Be your authentic self. And when you're speaking from the heart authentically, that always resonates with people. But if you're in your head, worried about saying something dumb about, oh, I apologize, you're gonna suck.
Yeah. Well, how do people follow you, Matt?
I have a website, mattmorrow.com. If you Google me, I joke on the website. I say, if you're looking at this website, you probably Googled me. Like, that's the best place to start, and then just connect, I got a form on there, and my Facebook is on there, and so forth.
No Instagram?
I'm the Matt Morrow at Instagram. It's almost all politics for some reason on Instagram. I just do, that one might be entertaining. If you like politics, then follow me on Instagram at the Matt Morrow.
Yeah, and by the way, if there's ever more, like if you have a relative with you, then there'd be two Morrows.
True. I was going to name my kid Tom just to fuck with him, but I didn't.
Tom Morrow?
Yeah.
That'd be a good one. My parents were going to name me Brock.
Yeah? It's a cool name.
Then I would have been Brock Lee.
Actually, I didn't even think, oh, goddamn. That is a good one.
Yeah.
I think they should have.
They should have named me Ugg.
Yeah, that
would have been even better.
That would have been.
But listen, man, I want you to say whatever you want to say to the bomb squad. If you could give, by the way, I got all types listening. I got broke motherfuckers listening. I got rich motherfuckers listening. Uh-huh. I got people that don't even like the fact that I call them motherfuckers listening. Mm-hmm. I've had people DM me and they're like, dude, I love your show, but could you say less cuss words? And I'm like, well, sure I could. Thank you. Do I give a fuck?
No, I don't think
no,
so.
Because guess what? If you really don't like it, don't listen. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Guess what? They still listen. You know why? Because they would prefer I didn't. And guess what? I don't care what you prefer because I don't do it intentionally. If I feel the word, I'll say the word. So what would you tell these guys and gals that are listening if you had three things you could tell them? Let's change who they are because you don't know them. So let's talk about, let's say your children. You're going to die tomorrow. You got three things and only three things you can tell your children to hope and pray that they would live a fulfilled and happy and safe life. What would those three things be? By the way, did you taste that shit?
Yeah, it tastes pretty good.
See?
I feel full. Well, I don't know. I was going to talk to your audience. I mean, one, I know why people listen to this. I mean, I feel like I listened to it today. I didn't say that much, but you learn way more when you're listening. God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth. They should be used proportionately.
Hey now. That's a good one. That's a bomb right there.
And I mean, I feel like I say, when I met you last time and I was sitting on the couch and I wasn't in this seat, I enjoyed listening to you. I enjoy listening today. Well, what you say is what I say. I repeat that. Like,
hey, I'm gonna agree with you there.
I'm getting all my bombs in here at the end. But yeah, that's the key. I mean, in business, people love a listener. I have a friend who always listens. He doesn't talk. He doesn't say nothing.
You know where that came from?
Where?
I don't know if it originated here, but How to Win Friends and Influence People, which is one of the best books I think anyone in the world should read and master. Not just read, because that don't mean you learn shit. Read it and master the book. And mainly, just to give you the cliff notes, it says listen, be, care, be interested. So like if you want to be liked, listen.
Yep.
Which is crazy because you could sit to someone on an airplane, ask them one question. So tell me what you do. The whole time they don't stop talking. You get off the plane. They're like, I love that fucking guy. That guy's the fucking dude. He's great. I love that guy. And you didn't say a word.
Yep.
Keep going. And by the way, see, I always do the opposite. I do like how to alienate people and lose friends because I hardly ever listen. I just talk.
Yeah, but you already know everything. So I mean,
yeah, that's right. Here's another bomb. But keep going. No, listen. It's a good one.
Listen, man. I mean, listen, and that's what it's all about. I think it's about relationships. I mean, loosely, my career has been in network marketing, but whether it's in real estate, which I've now gotten really into, or whatever, the resort business, doesn't matter. Crypto, for that matter, is all who you know, what kind of deals you get. Everything is relationships, and the key to good relationship is it's a give and take, and be a good listener. And I think that a lot of people are so concerned about themselves, and no one gives a fuck about you. They care about themselves. So
no, it's the opposite. That's what it appears, but it's not true. People give more fucks about other people and what they think than what they think themselves.
Okay, I'll give you that too.
Yeah, well, it's perception. People, like, again, we just had a whole conversation about it.
If you want people to like you, then, I mean, again, I don't want to repeat what you're saying, but the trick is to be...
No, a good, healthy debate online will keep it going longer.
Is it better to be interesting or to be interested? I guess.
Interested.
Exactly.
But then again, that's debatable.
Everything's debatable.
Because are you interested in people that are interested in you, or are you interested in interesting people?
Yes.
So that's debatable. And I agree with interested. Like if you want me to like you, be really interested in me.
But if you're full of shit and you don't really give a fuck, then that's not interesting either.
But no, it's inauthentic.
Inauthentic.
Like if I'm acting like I'm interested but I'm not, that will erode and eventually, you'll be discovered as a fraud.
Be you. Just be you. I think is great advice. If I was to give people advice, be yourself. Be authentic. And
that's what you tell your kids.
If you don't like yourself, then fix yourself.
Hey, there's another one. Most people aren't doing that. Like, again, I tell people every day, dude, the reason people are unhappy is they're not reaching their potential. They don't realize that's why they're unhappy, but that's why they're unhappy. Some people say, I want to be a billionaire. So guess what? They go make $1 billion. They're not happy. And they're like, money doesn't make you happy. Bullshit. Money makes you fucking real happy. Mm-hmm. The reason why they don't feel fulfilled is because there's more potential there. And they didn't reach their potential in all areas. You know what I'm saying? There's body, mind, soul, relationships, spirituality, skill sets. Like at the end of the day, they reached one and they're like, I still feel empty. Well, that's because you're not reaching your potential. You're not fulfilling your potential. You're not developing yourself personally in all areas. You just hit one.
Absolutely. Don't get bitter, get better.
Hey, there's another good one.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of cliches out there, but it's funny. A lot of people don't even know about personal development and that kind of stuff. When I got into the MLM industry, it was the first time I heard of Tony Robbins.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't know. I was 26 years old. I had never been to a personal development event. I'd never read a personal development book. I didn't know.
But you fucking knew John Candy.
I watched all his movies like everybody else did in the 80s, I guess.
Like everybody else. John Candy was a superstar, wasn't he?
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Remember Big Buck or Uncle Buck?
Uncle Buck, yeah.
Sure. John Candy. Is he dead or no?
I think he's dead, yeah. He died. Most overweight comedians die. It's one of the reasons.
Isn't that a coincidence?
Yeah.
Why is that?
I don't know. But
because they're overweight?
Yeah, that's why I don't want to be a comedian, because I'm overweight. And if I was a comedian, I'd probably die.
Well, that's what I tell people. Number one thing you should be concerned with, health.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, you could be a billionaire and unhealthy and be miserable. Like, fucking health equals wealth.
Agreed. It's the new wealth.
Well, at the end of the day, it's the old wealth. It's always been that way.
But
people don't prioritize it. They prioritize making money, so they go work 1 million hours. They neglect their families, which is another thing you should be concerned with. Mm-hmm. They work 1 million hours. They neglect their families. They neglect their bodies, all for the almighty dollar, because they believe once I get the dollar, everything's going to be great. and then they get the dollar and nothing's great. Their fucking family hates them. Their bodies are fucked up. They could be dead. They could be critically ill. And by the way, to a point where now all your money is spent fixing your neglect, right? So at the end of the day, how do you do it? Well, like I said, your number one priority, this is just my opinion, should be your health. Like if I'm getting stressed at work, I'll fucking stop working. Well, what if you can't afford to? We'll survive. Like, dude, you survive. I got freaking nitwit relatives that will call me for money. And I will tell them no. Why? Because I don't want to enable their stupid bullshit. It's not because I won't help them. It's because they're stupid and I don't want to enable their bullshit. So I say no. And then they survive. Dude, if you don't give me 10 G's, I'm going to die and my whole life's over and I won't be able to pay rent and I'll have to move and my whole life's over and blah, 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 blah. And I say no. And then 6 months later, I see them somewhere. I talk to them. And guess what? Everything's fucking fine. They didn't die. Shit works out. Right. Shit will work out for you no matter what. That's how life works. You have to intentionally fuck up your life for it to be fucked up. You could literally go through life as a fucking stoner idiot and float through life just fine. You know, you might be couch surfing. You might be hanging out. You might get new sets of friends all the time. You might go from, a couch to a street where there's no home for you for a little while. And guess what? Float, bitch. It'll all work out. And it always does. But when you say, hey, I want a nice car. Okay, well now floating isn't quite going to cut it, is it? So everybody is in charge of their own life, and the priorities should be, in my opinion, health, first and foremost, money, personal development, and then family. Now, people always say, your family should be third. Yeah, your family should be third. Why? Well, family comes and goes too. Like my kids, shit, they're going to grow up and head off into the fucking world, and I'll barely see those fuckers. So I need to worry more about myself. But besides the point, if I don't worry about my money, how can I help them? If I don't worry about my money, I can't be very valuable to people. I can't give them the best health care should they get sick. Like, don't worry so much about your family that your finances are fucked. And don't worry so much about your finances that your health's fucked. Like your health is number one, your money's number two, and then your family's number three. And the family could mean friends and, other people. So like to me, a family is whoever is in your circle. That's a family to me. It doesn't have to be your blood family. So health, money, family. Health, money, family. Those are mine. What are yours?
In that order. I think it's going to be hard to follow that. I agree because people give the answer that they think. For me, I just do whatever the fuck I want. That's my number one thing. My number one thing is freedom. All right, and what you say makes sense. I mean, obviously, I love my family, I love my close friends, but you're of no use to them if you don't have your health and if you don't have money. Well, I guess you might be used to them if you don't have money, but I mean, you can't take care of them like you're saying. I thought I'll parrot what you say. I learned a lot. I love coming on podcasts. I thought I was going to come here to say something. I took all kinds of notes on this podcast. This is great.
See how that works? I'm getting issued off, folks. Listen, Matt will be back. He's getting involved in a few opportunities. He might even be creating his own. Go follow him, check him out, and we will see him again on Dropping Bombs. Until then. Make sure you share, rate, and subscribe to the podcast. Matt, thanks for coming in.
I really enjoyed it. Thank you.
Till next time.
Man, you were on a roll. Some great shit today. I love it. That's really good. How many people...